You know, what's up? Looking back right now at all the ideas that I had over the last 2 years about how we could discipline these CEOs, slap parties. If you weren't with me over the last, however long it was, slap parties are the idea is that once a month, as an investor of the company, we're allowed to look at the books. And every time we see something that we think is fishy, we bring our own outside auditing company. And if there's a slight inkling that we don't like what the CEOs are doing, slap party. We all line up outside the guy's office and we get one big, fat, big-ass slap right across the face. Just to wake his ass up to make sure he knows that we're there watching. And now they're kind of come up with all these ideas about how we can get this AIG bonus money back. Okay, how about the government? We're becoming a socialist nation already. How about you make a law and put an amendment to one of the constitutional goddamn things right there. Write it into the Constitution. If you suck as a company, your bonuses are then relinquished. Write it in. Write it in, Obama. So far, all you've done is pretty much guide us to the point where the banks have become nationalized. Everything's going to be run by the government. I still haven't heard about my free health care coming or my Jew check in the mail. Still waiting for the Jew check. I've been persecuted enough where I signed the paperwork that I needed to sign. Where's my grant? Everyone thinks that the Jews run the banks and the media business. Everyone thinks we have all this money coming to them. Still waiting for my Jew check. We're talking about trillions of dollars. There's not that many Jews in America, if you think about it, because the Jews are basically in California and in New York. And basically everywhere else, they don't know what Jews are. We're hunted down in the middle of the country. There's still KKK shit going on. What are you talking about? I want my goddamn Jew check. I want it. So let's make a law. If you fail, you don't get a bonus. Is that too complex for you? Write it in. You're sitting there, we got to watch all these senators and congressmen blah, 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 talking about all this stuff, and everybody's pissed off about this, pissed off about that. Do something. Do something. Get the list out there. Get the list out to the public. I want to know. Give me the list. I mean, you know what? I'm sure it's actually out there. I haven't got into it to the point where I need to start, going to the AIG website and looking up CEOs and getting their addresses and that stuff. It's probably out there. Somebody form a list. We'll spread it around the internet. And you know what? I'm sure there's somebody out there just as pissed off as I am, who doesn't have a family and kids to worry about going to prison, that'll just show up at one of these guys' offices and beat the fucking shit out of them. Wait, hang on a second. I promised I'd show you my sword. This is one of my swords. This is the dragon sword. Now, I'd imagine if we just showed up at somebody's office wielding swords, okay? Obviously, their guards might have guns, but just the idea of just coming to an office with swords, with our shirts off, with war paint, wanting bloody retribution, something will get done. I know, a mob isn't a mob without a bunch of swords, right? Let's bring it back there. Why don't I just open up my vein right here? Look at this Baidu Go. Okay, now let's just talk about what's gone on and why hitthebid.com.net should be a place where you come to frolic. What were we talking about this morning? Oh, let's see. There was the win. That was the first trade of the day. W-I-N-N. Ouch, I just cut myself. Win. They did an offering at 19 bucks. I said if it breaks 19 bucks, you might want to buy in at 19 bucks because I'll probably have some sort of squeeze. 19 bucks was our entry. I got it at 1960. Then you get the stock spurred to 2020. It was amazing. I made 60 cents. You could have bought it even if you were debating whether or not to embrace the horror and get in at 19 when I said to get in at 19. Embracing the horror really is about getting in when I sell. Even though it sounds like just a bad idea as the market just keeps ripping. Oh yeah, it's awesome. Love it. Every time I make a video, something dramatic has to happen. What happened? What happened now? As I sheathe my sword. Look at that dragon. Nice work. I got his work over here too. Can you see that? Dragons. So then the next pick, oh, I'm sorry, as Baidu goes up another 7 points since early this morning, when I told you guys to be picking that shit up. Remember at 162, then at 166, then if it breaks 170? Yeah, sometimes things work out. But that was only part 3 of the trade. What were we talking about? Now I can't remember. Oh, there was another one. Oh, the SINA. SINA. Another reversal. I think they actually had earnings, so the stock was gapped down. Started to gain some momentum as Baidu started gaining momentum. I figured if I can't make money on Baidu, I better jump into the SINA. Looking at it at 19. Whoa. Gotta get in at 19. Just because. And then it went positive. So if we were still in it, you gotta buy more here at 1965. Pulled back to 1950, held to 1950, and now we're at 2080. So like I said, and by the way, it wasn't Master Trader, because I Master Trade a lot, if you know what I mean, and I just that name's on my brain, Master Trade. If you're a married guy, you know about Master Trading, but it was called Better Trades. They're gonna show you how to make money and blah blah blah. The bottom line is, every day you come into my chat room, I'm going to give you at least 2 or 3 stocks where you can make money. And I'm not guaranteeing that you're going to make money doing everything I say, but it's been going on for 2 years now. And I've been showing you, documenting it. In my life, it's been going on since 1993. Every single time I get out of a stock making money, or even better, when I lose money, those are going to become the greatest companies on the face of the planet. Takeovers happen. Yeah, I save companies. The savior of companies. You think I make that shit up? I am the savior of companies. Come on now. You got to embrace the fucking horror already at this point. Okay? Now, when I'm live, it's going to be that much easier, because instead of having to type and go back and forth to keyboard, I'm going to be talking. I'm going to be talking about what I like, why I like it, because if you don't know why I like it, you're not going to learn. I'm going to explain to you what I'm looking at and why I like it. And I try to keep it simple. We're not going to get into all this stochastics and Bollinger Bands and, all the different moving averages and time frames according to volume and breaking things down in delta, beta, gamma. I know what I look at, and I know what works. I'm going to let you know what I do. That's as simple as it's going to be. You can't break it down any more simple as that. And then you have to figure out whether or not you want to be a day trader or a swing trader, when somebody who wants to hang on to a position for a longer period of time, maybe a day or 2 or 3 days, or if you want to be an investor, a long-term investor. Because let me ask you a question. If you think that America is going to be saved, if you think, okay, and this is not something that I'm good at, if you believe in America and that we're actually going to sustain ourselves as a nation, I will give you 20 stocks that in 10 years from now, every single one of them will be up. Guaranteed. That's right. I used the word guaranteed. You give me 10 years, I will give you 20 stocks that, let's say 18 out of 20 of them will be up in 10 years from now, and you'll make your money. And I will say that 5 out of the 20 will be at least up 200% in 10 years. I mean, I'm not really going out on a limb. Of course, we're thinking that this is what America is gonna succeed as a nation, okay? And that's a big if right now. Because remember, I got an arsenal because I think there's an Armageddon coming. I mean, I'm training my kids to start, blocking swords, because eventually we're gonna run out of bullets. All right, and then we're gonna have fireballs. We're gonna be building like rocket launchers and shit. We're gonna go back to zip guns. You know what a zip gun is? I don't want to start giving you guys ideas, but I love the fact when you're watching the news. There's a new trend hitting the street, and it's how to get. When everybody was getting the crook locks for their car, right? And then 3 months later, an expose about the crook locks. Well, they might not be as safe as you think. All you got to do is spray some Freon or WD-40 on it, and then bang on them, and they slip right off. Well, thanks a lot, NBC News, for letting all the criminals know about that nice trick to break into my car. Why not keep that on the down low for the people, for the crooks, the stupid crooks that didn't know that idea? Unless they're in a syndicate of criminals. Hey, they get a newsletter in the mail. Hey, guess what? We know how to break through those what the hell were they called anyway? The clubs. Hey, we know how to break the clubs now. No need to worry about stealing cars anymore. But like I said, there's gonna be bloody violence, and I want to be a part of it. Okay? Now, just be brief. You get yourself a pipe. Okay? You want to get a pipe about, yay big, so you could stick a BB in, maybe a BB. We used to do it with acorns. And all you got to do, simple, just take yourself a rubber glove, cut a finger off the glove, get some duct tape, and tape that finger on the back of the pipe. Put your acorn in there, boof! You get hit in the face with that thing, painful. And that's what we're going to be doing to the CEOs. Zip guns and swords, my friend. All right? See you later.